Yeah, hi, I'm Lokesh Jha, and welcome to JavaScript Part 3. In Part 1, we have covered variables, DOM manipulation, and in Part 2, we have covered data types, operators, conditions, loops, variables, functions. So these are covered right now. Today, we will be covering array and objects. These are the two most important topics for interviews, and we will also look into map, filter, reduce, destructuring, spread operators, all of that in this video. And these are also going to be, and at the end, we will build a mini project, a student filter app. We will take an array of objects of students, filter them by marks, sort them by like marks, and display the result on a web page of HTML that we already have covered. So let's go. Okay, now we will look into JavaScript part 3 with the array. We will be starting from array. An array is a list, a collection of values stored together under one variable name. So earlier you have seen that we did like a equals to 32, b equals to 6, c equals to 4. But let's suppose you are not limited to only 3 variables. You need to store 5 of them or 10 or 100, so you don't know where it will go, the number of contents you need to store, and you will not defining by each variable that okay, I will be defining a equals to 5, then b, then c. So why to define multiple variables if you can store them in an array under one variable name? So if you can do something like a variable, let arr equals to an array, and this array could store 1, 2, 4, 99, like this. So this is a set of elements stored in a array under one variable name. Now, as you know, okay, creating five separate variables for five students, you will put like all five in just one array, and it will be easier to use and access also. You do not need to remember each variable names, and the whole program will be easier. If you want to print all, so you will just iterate on this array by this, and you will just print it. Or want to access this, you can directly access this. So it makes easier to do the coding if we have more variables or more values to store. Okay, for example, you can just take one bus. As you see that okay, there are seats, and each seat has a number, that okay, this is 1, this is 2. And if you like if it is a two-seater bus, so it will be like this. You will have a driver here sitting. So let's suppose you have a bus as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we have a bus with the numbering system as this, that we will go from front to back, and each seat has a number which is starting from 0. Why we are like in real life we will see that okay, it starts from 1, but in array in the CS, if we go, the array's number starts from 0. So we will have 0 is the first element, so that's why it is like that. First is 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if you are entering the bus, you will know that your number is 14. So you know that okay, I need to go sit here. So this is the kind of way how we sit in a bus by a seat number. So this is kind of analogy for a array, how we store numerous number, like it could be 100, it could be 200, anything which we stored in an array. Now let's see some code. So I've created a fourth, this is array, and here we will store array.js and JavaScript part 3. Okay. Now if we take let fruits equals array apple, orange, kiwi. So this is fruits, and array where we storing strings as an array. Then if we check that numbers could be stored also the same way, so no constraints. And also we can do kind of mixed with the string also and numbers also. Now if we print fruits and here's numbers mixed, and let's go to okay, here we can just do node array.js. We will have the printed arrays that okay we can do this. We can go for fruits. I want apple, so I will do 0, and in the numbers I want the third one. Sorry, if we want third one, then we have to print like write 2, so that 0 1 2 it will be, this is the 0th index, this is first, this is second. But if we go for like counting 1 2 3, so this is the third element that I want to print here. In the mixed, let's print 4. So 0 1 2 3 4, it is not inside this scope, so we will see what happens if we want to access something which doesn't exist. So see here, it is apple 4, as we knew that okay this print 4, but in the mixed 4 the array do not have that element, so it gives undefined. Okay, now let's suppose you want to know that how many fruits we have. So this is the fruits dot length, any array, then we can put a length, so it gives a number of the element that we have. So we have 3, so 1 2 3, so this is the length. And let's suppose if we want to add one fruit dot push, um, so mango, and we need to print that also. So if you see, earlier it was 3, then we pushed, so now it is 4, and now we have mango. So this is the way we add a new element, or we push a new element in an array. Also we could have done, yeah, now if we see push element at last position, this is to post, oh, placed at the incorrect place here. Okay, so this is the way how we can push anything in the front. So we can change this also, something like banana. And now if we do run this, so banana, apple, orange, kiwi, mango. Okay, so this is the way we put something in front, this is the way we put something at back, and this is how we access any element. And we have learned the for loop. For loop is covered in previous video, so I hope you know that. Now if I do for let I equals to 0, I less than, so I need to give some index here. So till what point it needs to go, so I will say okay, root dot length is the at most element I have, so it will go there. I less than full dot length, then I plus plus, then here I will do console dot log, and here I will use backtick the I will do a position that I plus 1 fruit is, then again dollar and fruits, and I will put I here and save. So if I print here, so it says the one position. Now it will be better. Yeah, the one position, so it will be first, second, third. So the first position fruit is banana, then apple, orange, kiwi, mango. So if we want to see how this is happening, we will do a dry run. So what do you mean by dry run? So when you run a debug, when you just run how the JavaScript is running this on pen and paper, so it's called dry run. This way you either understand what is happening or you understand what is happening wrong, because let's suppose something is not coming, or you are skipping some element. So you will dry run here by writing something like, okay, first I am defining a I. Okay, I need that fruits element also. So I will take the elements. Okay, this is 0th position, this is first, this is second, third, fourth. Okay, now we have I, which is equals to 0, and this fruits dot length will be 5. Why? Because this counts from 1, so it will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5. I have a condition that I should be less than 5, and after the operation, as we discussed, that okay, if plus plus is after I, then whatever operation we have, that will be happening after the end, it will increase, and then again something will happen, and after that it will increase. Okay, so right now I equals to 0, I is less than 5, yes, correct. Then each time it we will be checking this condition. This is the condition, this is the initialization. So in for loop, this happens once, this condition match check happens always, and the same, this also happens always. So we initialize that, okay, I is 0, I said okay. Is I less than 5? I said yes. So okay, let's go inside, because this I plus plus will happen later. So I saw that okay, that is I plus plus. Okay, we will do it later. Now the I value is 0. So so it will print the 0 plus 1, which is 1 position of fruit is, then fruits, here it is 0. So what is here? Banana. So it will print banana. So as we saw here, the first position fruit is banana. Okay. Now similarly, it will go to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Again, it will check 4 is less than 5. Said yes. Okay, we'll print mango. Then again, it will become 5. Then again, it will check 5 is less than 5. It is cross. No. Okay, then I will skip. But what happens if we did something like, okay, you can run this extra for 4 times. Okay, I allowed him that I could be extra for 4 times. Then let's see what happens. So till here it was all okay, but after that it was printing undefined, 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 because we were going out of the array. So it is looking for something which is not defined yet. So that's why it is saying undefined. Now again, if I run this, it will be giving the correct answer. So this is the we have covered array. We have covered how we will push element, how we'll push in front, how we will print that. Okay, now if I want that, okay, I want to remove element from an array. So if I do fruits dot pop, and then again I print console dot log fruits, and let's have here also. So you see, I have banana, apple, orange, kiwi, mango, but the last element is not here because of this. So it deletes the last element in array. If I do that twice, then what will happen? Currently the kiwi and mango both are gone. Let's do fruits. Okay, I will write down fruits dot shift, and then again print it. So what happens here? Now the first element is gone. The banana is gone. So this deletes the first element. Now if I run this again, so it will remove the apple, as that is the first element now. Now let's see what is splice and slice. So these thing, because of the naming, we get confused. Also, this is asked in interview. I think because of the naming, That is important to ask for the phrases, that your concepts are clear or not, you have studied well or not, you know the concept or not. So we have, let's say we have cities. So these are the cities. Now I want to remove elements. Okay, now this is the way how we use it. If I want to splice something or remove something, which means that, so I will put a starting index, then how much from there I will be deleting. If I want to add an element, so I can put it here. So let's suppose I want to delete two elements, remove two elements, starting at index 1. So how will I write it? Okay, constant deleted elements equals uh, what is that, cities dot splice. What is the starting index? 1. Then how many we want to delete? 2. And let's print deleted elements, and I want to also print the cities to see what happened to the city. So we have Mumbai, Chennai. Okay, now we got the prints. So here what we have deleted is 1 from 1 and deleting the two elements from the first index. So we had 0, 1, 2. So from here we will delete 2, Mumbai and Chennai. What we got, okay, these are two deleted. Now the cities is updated without these two. So we have Delhi, Kolkata, Pune. So which is here. So this is how we delete from the middle. So earlier we saw that, okay, we can delete from last, we can delete from starting. But what if we want to delete from in between of the elements? So this is how we do that. So this was splice. This was splice to delete elements. Now let's suppose we want to add any element in between. So we can do that cities dot splice. At the first index I want to delete 0 element, I want to add Bangalore, and now print it. So now if I run this, I have at the first index Bangalore. Okay, so this is how we insert elements. So here we have checked splice, and in splice original array gets changed, and in slice does not get changed. So what is happening in slice? Here also we write start index and index. So from where to where we need to delete, but here is one star point, that end index is not taken. So it's kind of end index -1. So as we will have cities, which is this, and I want to delete from here to here. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So I will write uh, let deleted equals to cities dot slice. What is the start index? First. What is the end index? So here 2, but I need to write 3. Here I will write 3. Then I will write console.log deleted and console.log cities. Here you see that Kolkata is not taken, only okay, we need to give something sliced result, so it will make it easier to understand. Now this is sliced result. So we have Bangalore and Kolkata, which was deleted. So we have Bangalore and Kolkata, which is from here, and the Pune is not considered. And here we have all the cities which were originally present. So this is not changing the original array. So if we look again, we have splice and slice. This P is the difference. It changes the original array, and this does not. Here you will put start index, number of elements, and if you want to add more elements. Here it is start index, end index, which is end minus one first, so it will not consider the last one. So this is how we manipulate the array inside, like it inside, not from the start and of the index. We can do changes in middle also. So these splice and slice gives the opportunity to do that. So you will see that okay, these look same, so why we have two of them. So in order to have some a cut of array which will be not affecting the original array, we will use this. And if we want to really change the array, that okay, we want to remove those elements and just keep the original array as it is without those elements we have deleted, so we'll use this. So this is to manipulate the to change the array, and this is just to take a copy of those elements. So this is destructive, this is non-destructive. This is important for interviews, you will be asked this. Now we will go for array methods. For this array methods, we have already one seen, but here we will go for again. For each, map, filter, reduce, find, and findIndex includes some, every. Then we have sort. So we will be covering these, and these are separate ones. Just I have written in one, findIndex. So these are kind of new things that we have in JavaScript, and these are popularly asked for like 4 to 5 year, or I think more than that. So these are asked for years, and these are introduced to reduce the amount of code we do. So it's kind of reduces is, and also gives kind of extra functions that will ease your life. So we will see in action how we can use them, utilize them in order to make it useful. Array methods dot js. So we will have what, for each. So this is the for each, and in for each we have taken an array, and we will use for each to print the student's name with the hello. So we will be greeting students. So what for each does is just loops over the array, and it doesn't return anything. So it is just used to loop on the elements. So what we have done, student dot for each. So for each, as it sounds, it means the same also, that for each element it runs this function, whatever function we have. So it will print hello student. So if I do node array methods, it will print that only, hello Rahul, hello Priya, hello Ankit. So this does that. Now this is a arrow function. Here it was function and student, then curly braces. This is the arrow function that is introduced to make function more clear and look lightweight. So here it is more clear, but the functionality is same. If I run this, the output is same here. And this is the with index function. Here we saw that okay, the student and student, the only student was there, but we can also add index here if I want that okay, I want to print the indexed way, so we can do that. And now the print will look this like this. So we have 1 2 3. So this is with index also. So for each provides the each element also, and each index also we can access. So this was for each. Now, if we go for the next topic, map. So here we have map. So here we have taken a number, array of numbers, and it is consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what map does? It makes a new array out of whatever condition you have created, but it doesn't changes the original array. So original array will be not affected with the use of map. Okay, now what we have done, so we want to double each element. So we have just written that numbers dot map nums and given nums into 2. So it will just loop over it. So it is similar to the for loop that we could have written a for loop than how we have here. So what we have written right now is the array name dot map. So it also loops on each element and produces a new array without affecting the original array. Here we can put the whatever function we want to perform to get the new array. What we did in for loop, we did the same thing. We started the index, we just needed an index and a condition, then an incremental, and we wrote something that okay, we want to do this. So we could have done manipulating in the same array, or we have created a new array and we perform something like array 0 equals array 0 into 2. So it will just overwrite it, that if it is 1 then it will become 2, if it is 2 then it will become 4. So we could have done that. Just to reduce this much of code, right now we are thinking why we are reducing just one line of code, but yeah, it will be used in multiple lines. So how we reduce, how the change will happen, so these things we will see later. So right now we have just reduced this much of work into just writing map. We didn't have to just take some index or anything, we just wrote a array dot map and given the function. So we have written nums, so this is the parameter. It could be written like this also if you have confusion. So it could be function, double it, and it will have number. Then we could have written this, then number in number equals uh, return number into 2. So we are not manipulating the numbers array. We are just creating a new double array, and it will do the same. It will just double that. Okay. If we go back to that, so here what happens? It says that if you have just one line of code, you can skip the return also. So right now it is just like that only, that I am returning something. But if you have something which is of one line only, so you can just skip this part. So we could have done like this also, but since we have only one line of code, so we can just write this and it will understand that okay, I want to return this process thing. Now if I run this, so you will have this array for the double and the numbers array is untouched, so it is the same. Now let's suppose we have this users array of objects. Here I do not want to disturb this array, but I want all the names. So how I can do that? It is just same, it just looks same. Just what we have done, user.name, and we have a array which have all the names. So this is the way to iterate on the array and to get the required result which we wanted. So here we are not putting any condition or anything, but let's suppose we want to put any conditions. So we will go for filter. So here we have filter. Filter is used for the condition. So right now I have checked that okay, the modulus is 0, means if it is even, so then I will keep this in array, events array, otherwise I will not take it. So if I print that, so I've taken the numbers array here, if you see. So now if I print it and we got error, number is already defined, okay. List of numbers, I have renamed it. Now if you check, so it says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Other elements are not taken. If I print the original array, so it is same. We have not changed anything here. So we have just traversed it. We have put a condition that if it is true, then take it, otherwise just move on. So this is a real example that okay, we have students list with objects of students with their marks, and I want to check for those students who have passed it, and I want to print their names. So I filtered the array. I put a condition that marks needs to be greater than or 50. If that is less, then he or she is not passed. So I will print the passed students result. So now if I save it and print, and again I get error that students is already declared. So I will check all students. Actually, I've already defined this variable name, so that's why we can't use the same variable name again. So that's why this error is coming. So here Rahul, Ankit, Vikram, these three only passed. As you see that this is the 42, this is the 35, these are the failing results. So here we can see how filter could be used, and this is the way how we use it. So you will see these filters maps in debugging questions or in while doing practice. If you opt these in your code, then it will be better to implement and reduce the code, so it gives a better practice of code also. Now we will go for reduce. So what happens in reduce? So it's kind of recurring operation and storing something. So it is the most powerful thing, powerful function. It traverses the whole array and reduces it to a number. So if you have an array and you want to sum all the elements, so you can use the reduce element. This is kind of important, how we use reduce. So the syntax is array, whatever name we have, array name dot reduce. We have accumulator, we have current value, and we have a array, whatever function, sorry, we have function, whatever we want to perform, and initial value that we will start. So let's suppose we want to multiply all elements. So we can't start, let's suppose, okay, I will give you example. So you have a array of numbers. You want to multiply everything. So you have results. So what will be the initial value here? You want to put 0 or 1. So if you are doing sum, you want to keep the initial value as 0, so that 0 plus 3 plus 2 plus 33, you can do that. But if you do like 1 plus all things, the sum will be increased by 1. But in the other scenario of multiplication, if you do 0 into all elements, it will give 0. So that's why in the multiplication, we will start from 1. So the base value of result, what we are considering is 1. Then we multiply all the elements. Anyhow, if we multiply 1 with any element, it will be the same result. We are not manipulating. So that's why the initial value is also important. If we are doing sum, that will start from 0. If you are doing multiplication, then it will be initial value as 1. So now we are saying here that, okay, we want to do a total of this array. So currently you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have written that, okay, let's say new numbers, because otherwise it will throw errors. That's why. Now we have new numbers, and new numbers dot reduce with accumulator current, and what is the function what we want to perform. If I change it as multiply, so it will be multiplying. If we change it by divide, then it will be doing that. So right now I have plus, so I will be adding those. So what accumulator does, it stores the value. So currently it is 0, so 0 plus current value 10, it will become, okay, I've written here. So yeah, if we see, this is the new like array of numbers, and we have a reduced method. So we are using reduce to add all the numbers in an array. We are starting as accumulator current, and starting value is 0. So the accumulator initially is 0. It means that then the current element will start from the first thing, 10. So as you see, step 1, accumulator is 0 plus 10, 10. Then step 2, accumulator gets updated with this value. So it is 10 now. Now we add 20, so it becomes 30. Now the new result is updated to accumulator. Now accumulator is 30. Now 30 plus 30 is 60. So similarly, at every addition, the accumulator's value is getting updated. and the whatever total result is coming is here. So this is the reduce function. Now if we write in sorter one line thing, so we can write like this. And if you go for something as a real example, so you want to count the occurrence, that okay, there is a react, this is view, react angular, react view, so how many times we have react. So if you want to count and how many views, how we can we do that. So votes, so this is the votes dot reduce, okay, accumulator votes, okay. Now the accumulator is kind of object. For accumulator kind of vote, we are checking if that is present, the value is there, then either 0 or something, so we will add 1. So here we are just checking accumulator vote. Right now let's suppose there is nothing, so you know that it will come undefined, and in case of undefined I will just have a check that okay, if doesn't exist or something bad, so I will put a 0 here and I will do a 1. Later this will be 1, so this value will not repeat, so it will be 1. So this is how we will go for react. We will check, oh, we do not have react in accumulator, okay. What we will do, we will put a 0 there, then plus 1, so it is 1. In view, then again 1. In react, now we have 1, okay, just add it, so it is 2. So this way we have this counts. So now if I run this, we have 150 as sum and react 3, view 2, angular 1. So this was the reduce method. You need to practice it, how this works, and just remember these words, these functions, that okay, this function does this. And by doing some practice, also by doing revision before the interview, you will figure it out, so it's kind of easy after few revisions. So you do not need to panic that you are seeing something new at the first time, just you need to revise it. So after the reduce, we will be looking at find and find index. Now we will see find and find index. So in short, what find does, find, you say that okay, find, look for the id 2, and when you find out, just let me know. So it will go and it will look for id 2 as soon as possible. It finds a 2, it will return. So the first element, if it gets a 2, so it will return it, that it will stop there and just return you the value, that okay, this is the value of that. In find index, just a small change, that it will return you the index of the index to where it is located, so that you can point it out and just get the value. So here we have seen that okay, we have taken a user of array of objects, and user dot find u dot id equals to 2. So here what we are doing, u is each of the element traversing, so each user it is traversed. So first it will go for here, it will look for u dot id, so it will look id 1 equals to false, okay. I will go for the next, it looks for here, if id 2 equals 2, it says yes, stop here, return the value, so it gets this, okay, this is the 2 and name is Priya, okay. Now the index, user dot find index, the same concept, it just returns the 1. Why? Because it is 0, this is 1, so this is, if I put in user square bracket index, then I will get this value, so it returned the index of that. Now here we have written something which is not present, so it will return undefined. So this is the find index. If I print it again the user is already defined, so I will change the name, new user, new users, or dt plus, now let's suppose, yeah. So we have id as 2 and Priya, this is the index and this is undefined. So this was find and find index. Now we will go for the next topic, which is includes some every. Yeah, so now we are looking into includes some every. So first we will look into includes. We have taken an array which is fruits array, apple, mango, banana, and it asks that, okay, does these fruits includes mango? So it's kind of that we are iterating and we are checking, does that array has a string named with the content of mango? So if yes, then it will return true, and if no, it will return false. So it's kind of reducing the work of code. Kind of we can just do the same thing in just one line. So this is includes. Now we have numbers, and if we do number dot sum and n greater than 9, so it will go and look if at least one element matches, so it will give true. So currently we have 10 which is greater than 9, so it will give true. But if we ask for n greater than 20, it will give false, because there is none of the number which is greater than 20. So it if there is more than one also, then also it will give true. But yeah, if there is none, so it will give false. And if we like want to check that if each element are satisfying this or not, then we will do every. So here we have checked that if all the elements are even, then return true, else return false. Sorry, means here it will return false. If not, if any one element is odd, then it will return false. And in this condition 146.9, if all the numbers are greater than 5 but we have 2 and 4 which are smaller, so it gives false. Okay, now we will look for sort. So sort is little bit tricky. So when we have array and we put a sort on it, so it will sort it as a string. Like if we have a b c d, so it will sort like that. Even if we have numbers, so it will look at them like a string. So I have mentioned one point that, okay, if we have 10 9 2 1, so the sorting by default makes it 1 10 2 9 by giving that, okay, one is the kind of one is the first element, so it will be here, and then 1 0. So it's kind of alphabetical order, that, okay, how a b will be a separate, and then b will come after that. So here we have one starting, so that's why all these ones are initially present, and later we will have 2 and 9. So how we can make it like this, the expected result that we want from the sorting? So we need to pass a comparison function for the numbers. So how that looks? So now see, we have uh, 10 9 to 1100, and we just did this sort. So when we console it, we will get 1 10 100 2 9. But why? Because it's sorted like a string. It will just think that, okay, this is a string and I need to sort it. So how to fix this? So that we want that, okay, the sorting needs to be in ascending order, and we have numbers. So I want that, okay, 1 2 9 10 100 should be happening. So we need to pass like this the comparison method. Similarly, if we want in descending order, it will be b minus a. So what happens here? So this is the array nums, and this is the sort. So if I use sort by default, so this will work as string. So what happens? JavaScript has array. Array has some inbuilt features which has sort, and sort by default knows I need to sort the string. And if I want to consider that this is numbers, so I need to pass like this, that, okay, if what I'm doing here, I'm passing two parameters, that, okay, if I have something like this, whenever there will be a comparison, there will be two comparisons, that, okay, compare one is less than two, yes, so one will be here only, then it will compare here, then it will compare here, then we will do this, we will do this. So something like a bubble sort or any other sorts algorithm will happen. So in any scenario, we will be comparing only two elements. So we are saying if we are having two elements that we are comparing, that is A and B, we could have written like X and Y or first or second, anything. So if we have A and B, so I want that you get A minus B. If I have like 1 minus 2, which is minus 1, so this is negative. So this is already in order, so no need to swap. So if I have 1 comma 2, so no need to swap. But if we have 2 comma 1, then it will become 2 minus 1 and it is 1. So it is positive, means I need to swap. Now it will become 1 comma 2. But similarly, if we want to do descending order, so this was the array, and for this scenario this was the array, and now if for descending order 1 comma 2 is there, the condition will be b minus a, and this is a, this is b. Now 2 minus 1, which is, sorry, uh yeah, 2 minus 1, so it becomes 1. Now this is positive, so I need to swap, so it will swap, it will become 2 comma 1. So this is the descending order. So that is how we are sorting anything. So if I want to sort a string, it will look like this. If I want to sort a array of numbers in ascending order, it will look like this. In descending order, it will look like this. And this is the normal sorting by alphabetical order. So we have this. And here we have objects, and in objects we want to sort by marks. So we have compared b dot marks minus a dot marks. Now this will be more in practice. If you write it down and you do a practice, you do a run of these things and code it, so you will get better understanding. And I will put a note here. You can find these codes. I will attach a link of GitHub below. So this is a popular question. You can just say that, okay, sorts considers every element as a string and it converts by sorting them as a string. If I want to do by numbers, so I need to do like this. So this is kind of important interview questions. Now we will be going for section 3, objects. How the object looks, this or this. So this is object. So here if we have array, but what is this? This is a object. Then name is there, then some value and marks. We have some value. So this is the starting of the object. This is end. This is called key. This is called value. And we can have numerous things. We can have a name or key, and inside that object we can have nested object. Inside this any key could have something like string, numbers, array, objects, anything we can have for a key. As a value we can have any type. So if we look for what is object, so object is a list, and an object is a collection of related informations stored as a key value pairs. And think of an object as a person's profile: name, age, city, skills, all related information stored together. How we open any profile section and we have all those details. So think of like, okay, backend is sending all those details in JSON and UI is just showing that JSON better looking format. So this is how a JSON looks, we have seen already. And if you see a ID card, how you see all the details. So if we store that in DB in one column, so we will be storing as the key value pair. Okay, if we can save something like name and the profile, so it will be like Rahul, and we will have all the details. Then we could have Lokesh, then all the details. Later we can just look that, okay, I want Lokesh profile, so I will just get all the details and show on the screen. So let's create one objects. We will say JS objects dot JS, and here we will start. Okay, now we have objects. So this is the how a object looks. Here we have person. It can have a key as name, then there will be a value, then key, and this is a number as a value. Again, string is the value, and here we have boolean as the value. So this is a object that we see in JavaScript. Now, if we print, if we want to like access any key as to get the value, so person dot name, person dot age. If you hover over this person, you will see that okay, what all keys we have and how we can access this by dot. So if we can write like person here and dot, so age will be coming, so we can just use that. And here we have person city. So this is the another way how we can access it. Either we can just do person dot name, or we can do like this with the array bracket and putting the key value, key as the string here, so we can also get the value. And if we go like this also, this is also same, just we wrote key as a variable separately and we ran that. And if we go here, we are updating the value of the age. And here we have persons dot skill, so this is adding any new key, and this is deleting any existing field. Now we have console the person, so we will have the updated value. So now if I print node, oh, this is outside, I think. Yeah, so we have the first one, person dot name, so it becomes here as lowercase. Then we have printed the age, so we have 27. Here we have printed person city, so if I wanted, I can write console dot log person. Here we can write name. So again, if I run this, so I will get, after Hyderabad I have lowercase, so this is coming from here. We, if for the better understanding, we can do something like this, and it says that okay, person name in the big brackets gives this. So this is the type or way we can say how we access any value from an object. So here we have written, so this is nothing but we are just doing a definition of variable here, and we can just use key here. So it's nothing but we have defined a key variable name with a string initialized to it, and we have used it. So it is just same, and here we are updating it that okay, person dot age equals to 28, then person dot skills is this. So we added anything new into this object, and we have deleted the existing field. So these three things are update kind of thing, either deleting or adding or updating the existing field. Then we have printed, so now we have name, age, city, and skills, and this value, this key, totally key is deleted from here. Okay, now we will go for nested objects. We have already talked in the previous few seconds that okay, how the objects are, how we can access those objects, and how we can update, how we can delete any keys. Now what if I have a object and inside that we have another object, so how we can access that? So it is just same, we can just write employee dot address, so address is here, and here we can say again dot city. So it is not that different, it is just same, just we have to again go for dot. Even if here I go and click something like object and something like street 23 and st as Hyderabad, and if I print now, then what happens? Okay, here I forgotten the comma. Yeah, now we are printing street 23 and st Hyderabad. If I can print city dot st here, then we will get Hyderabad here. So it is just normal how we can access these values. It is nothing different. We can print the objects also. So there is no much extra stuff. Just we know that okay, there is a way we can define object inside object inside object. So there is nested objects possible. Now we have employee. So this here we have already seen this question mark dot. That is kind of how we uh, protect any null exception errors. So if you see this address, if I put here null, if I put here null and we run this, so we have a error of updated the address. So address.city is giving error. Now let's suppose we just add a question mark. Okay, now if we run it, it doesn't give a error. So JavaScript handle that. JavaScript now knows that okay, I not necessarily needs to fetch the city from address. If it is null, I need to stop there and just return undefined. Otherwise, if we don't do this question mark addition, it will throw error and we will face a runtime error. So this is kind of okay, we have stopped it. At least we can later debug and find out where this error is coming and all. It will not crash anything. So if I will see here address colon dot pin code. So if I go back and save. So here I am trying to access pin code. So it will come here. If I remove this and then I run this, I will get undefined, not an error. So this is how we do that. Okay. Now this was the nested objects. Now we have object methods. So how we have seen the array methods. So we have some object methods. Here we have calculator, we have value, and we have some functions also, add, subtract, get results. So this only object has all the things of a calculator. So we can just do calculator dot add. So what is happening here? We are sending add and function. So let's see what is happening. So we have a value which is 0. This was the calculator as the object, and this object has a variable whose value is 0. So this is there. Then it has a function, here as a function, here is a function. So what this function is responsible for? It here we can see this dot value. When we write this, so this itself is a topic, but in short, you can think this as a pointing to its parent. So currently this function's parent is calculator. So it will point to that. Whatever uh, variables are defined inside this calculator, we can access through this dot value. So here we have written this dot value, which is this plus equals num. What is num? Num is being passed when this add function is called. So we can write like this 10. This is how we call a function. If we want to pass a parameter, we can write 10 here. So this 10 will go in nums, and this will look, I will do a simple view. So this is num. So this is 0 equals 0 plus, not 0, 0 plus 10. So this is 10 and it will be initialized as the new value. The change is just we write this dot, this dot. So it will look like this dot value equals whatever the value is, this dot value plus num, then 0 plus 10 and 10 and got initialized. So this same thing here we have same thing. So that's why we can write this dot value plus equals num. If we have written a equals a plus b, we could have written a equals b, or we have a equals a minus b, so we can write a minus equals b. So this is a shorter way to write the above thing. Okay, you need to, why you need to know this? Because in you will see codes. It's not like that you are writing only code, so you will see codes, so you need to understand that, okay, what this line means. It means the same thing. Okay, similarly for multiply and divide also. Now we have this function, so we will call this, okay, add 10, then add 5, so now it is 15, then we have subtracted 3, now we will print this, so we will get 12. So this is how we manipulate the value. So in get results, what is happening, just we are returning this dot value, so it will just return the value from here. So in interviews also, you will be asked that what is this keyword, so you can read this or what I have explained, so you will have the context and you can match those things. So inside an object method, this refers to the object itself. So this dot value means the value property of this object, of, means it's saying that of this object, this behaves differently in arrow functions. So we will cover in part 4, but in arrow functions it goes to the grandparents, so kind of like that. So here you will have this important question. Okay, and now let's go for the another topic: Object.keys, Object.values, Object.entries. So you are tired and you want to see all the keys, so name, age, city, and then you will use that keys for something, or you want all the values, or you want just, okay, I want all the entries in it. So you can just simply write Object.keys and put your object name person, so you will get all the keys. If you write Object.values, so you will get all the values. Similarly, if you write Object.entries, you will get these array kind of arrays of arrays with the all the name, Rahul, age 22, city Delhi, like that. Now if you go for looping on this, so you can have entries, then you have array of this, so for each key value you have consoling that. So it is kind of errors. Person is already defined. Okay, we will define it something as student. Okay, and then we run this, so we will get uh, here we have all the keys, name, age, city, we have all the values. This is the array of array where we have key comma value, key comma value. So we have used that to print this key colon value. So this is also simple. You just need to code. This code will be available. So you just need to write it first yourself. Then if there is any error, you can just follow this code. And yes, you will get through it. So now we will go for section 4, which is modern JS syntax. Here we will have the first thing as destructuring. So we have destructuring, and destructuring is kind of clean way to extract values from array or objects. And you will be using this in React mostly, also in backend, but yeah, in front end you will use frequently. I mean, so in example, if we see that we have a person as an object, and here we have 3 key values. Without destructuring, how we can get name, age, by like this way, we need to write person dot name, person dot age. But here we can write let name comma age comma city, and we just write person as here, as the name matches by the key, so these variable will be assigned here. If I print console dot name, console dot age, so I will get the value. Now you will see this kind of code in the first line of any controller in the backend. We will see this later. So now the renaming while destructuring. So if I wanted, okay, name will be student name, so I can write name colon student name. Now whatever the assignment will be of name into student name, so the variable name will be built with the student name. So if I print student name, I will get Priya here. Now default values, if this person do not has that kind of variable, so name we have, okay, But what if we do not have salary? Then we will have this. Here we can say no name, something like that. Okay, so here salary doesn't exist, so it will print 0. Now let's nested destructuring. Here we earlier we have seen that okay, object could have object inside them. So we have profile and profile has the objects. So we have let profile with the username. So this username will shift here. So this is how we handle the destructuring in nested objects. So currently we have array, a red, green, blue. And if I want to do without the destructuring, so it will be like first, second, third. But what if we do like this? So it looks cleaner and it is easier also. So we have just written first, second, third. So these value in the order that okay, this the first element will go here in the first and so on. And if we want to skip elements, just we need to put commas here that okay, I don't want first and second, I just want the last one. So I can do the colors. So this way we will not be defining any variable which will be not used. So we have skipped this first and second. If we know that okay, we will be not using first and second, so I just need last one, then we can do this. Now we have swap variables. So this one line of code you will be using in many DSA questions or other places also. So here we are swapping. Either what would be the other way around is taking a temp variable and here a, then a equals b, then b equals a. So this is the normal way to swap a variable. But here in JavaScript, we can do a comma b equals b comma a, and this is swapped. So this is becomes like 2 and 1. Means a is 2 and b is 1. So interview destructuring question is asked in React mostly. So we will again look into this when we will be reading the React. For now, might be you will not get this question, but yes, when we will be studying the React topic, we will get over it. Yeah, now we have spread operators. So spread operators are the uh, okay. In the spread operators, we have array as 1, 2, 3, then array 2 as 4, 5, 6. Let's we want to combine two arrays. We can just write triple dot array 1 triple dot array 2. It becomes the whole array in one. Otherwise we would have need to iterate on each array and we need to push those each element into a new array. So we can just do this. And if a copy of array needs to be made, so we can do like this. So it is also same how we've seen. So if we do copy dot push, so the original array will not change. Now we have nums, which is array, and we can just do math.max nums. So so we can't perform a sum of array. We could have done by reduce, but even if we have math.max, we can just do 3 dots nums. So each element will be here and it will iterate and it will sum and give you the sum of that. Now with objects, if you see, we have whatever default theme and use preference, and I need a setting which will have both of them. So it just changes the how we have done in array. It just makes it for objects and it does that. In the setting we have all those things. Okay. So as you've seen, the whatever in starting we have, that is overwritten by user preference. So this way we have dark and language as English and font size as 18. So this is how we can use the uh, preferred version for the UI. Okay, now we have copy objects. So originally we have name and age, and we just copied the original object and we have manipulated that. Even after that, this will be not changed. And of course, is in React, you will see this more often. And you need to read these things. Here I have attached the interview questions, which you will see to be asked for the spread operators, how we use. So you will get a context of these. It might happen that you will not understand this because this is more related to React, But later when you are finishing the React and you are getting ready for interview, when that time when you revise this, then you will get this point. And now we have rest operator in destructuring. So here we have first, second, and three dots rest. So it just does that. Okay, one, two, one, two, and rest will form an array of rest and becomes three, four, five as an array. So this is being seen in the parameters when we want, okay, I need to have flexible number of parameters in function, and here we will have the last parameter as array, and we will absorb all the other extra parameters of even if no parameter is passed. So this is the, we have seen this earlier also. This is kind of really relatable now. In objects, we have name, age, others. So here name and age will come, and these things will go into the others, which is others as an object. We have seen this template reflex as we saw that, okay, we can use backticks in how we print that. This is dollar, then curly braces, we put name here. So this is a hectic way, messy, the old way. But now we can use backtick and just we can write a string, and now we want a variable, just put a dollar, then curly braces, and put a variable name. Done. So you can just print the line like this. And can you run? Yeah, also in the curly braces, you can run a calculation kind of thing, that price plus price and into GST. And this is mostly used in when you are rendering HTML. So in React, you will see that you need to show some values in the page, and you have HTML running in the end. So you will use this totally there. So this is from there. Now we have JSON as parse and JSON.stringify. So when you are having a JSON, you want to read this or anything, so you will use that as this is called parsed method, how we do user dot name, user dot age. But let's say if you want to print it or just send into database, you want to put it as a string, you want that, you like, the use case is to make it a string. So you just do JSON.stringify. Now it becomes a string. If you do a type of, it becomes JSON string. Then again, you can revive it into the previous form by just doing JSON.parse, and it becomes JSON, as we did that parsed user dot name. So it will give the name. Here, if we do, it will not give because it is string here. So this is for printing you use. Okay, I want to print this. So the stringified user null comma 2, it will print in kind of how we see a JSON like this. But if you print user, so it will be hard to understand. So this is used in consoling, and it is also here. I mentioned a interview question that what is JSON, and JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and it is text based format representing. And you can also do JSON.stringify to convert JavaScript object into JSON string, and then again JSON parse to convert into JavaScript object. Okay, now we have covered the objects also. So now we should move to a mini project for the JavaScript. So we for this series, we will build a student filter app in HTML with the use of JavaScript for functionality. Student filter app. Okay. So here we need to show students, we need to filter them, we need to sort them. So that will be happening here. Copy path and just open this. So just you can click here, you can go copy path and you can paste it here. So it will be opened here. The student filter app is visible here. Now let's build this as a h1 as a student. So we will have these three buttons. The div will have this ID. Currently div doesn't show anything. We will add. So if I go here I have so all, I have so passed only, so failed only. So these are a kind of filter we have chosen as button. So let's go further. We need script. There we will be writing the JavaScript. So here I've taken a students array, and here the objects are with the students details, city and marks and all those things. Here I will write document. Here I will create a function. So student or display students and start. Here we will take div a constant container equals document dot query selector, and this id we will take as, so we have here the container is taken this div. So why we have taken this, whatever student we need to put will be visible inside this div. So we have taken that, and now we will insert those student in it. So first container dot inner html equals to empty. Currently there is no html. Now let's suppose we want to sort a student by marks equals, okay, we will get the list here as whatever student we want to print. We will use spread operator to have all the elements inside this array. Now we will do sort, and here I need to pass a function a comma b and a dot. So here we will have each student. So the marks is in a dot marks, and I will do a dot, sorry, b dot marks. So this will put the smallest first, then the bigger number as who have higher score as last. But we want in the opposite direction. The higher marks will be in front and the lower marks at the back. So now we have made it descending order. Now it is descending order. Now let's take sorted marks dot forEach name comma marks comma city. So for each student in the sorted array, now we will take name marks city as we have going for each. So this is kind of destructuring we are doing here, and we will use arrow function. Here we will have constant status equals marks less than 33. So we can just write this that okay, status is less than 3. We will use ternary operator. If it is less than 3, so it is true, then it will be fail, else okay, pass. So we have used status as the string for the student, and we are checking that okay, marks is less than 33, then it will be fail, otherwise he or she is pass. Now constant, okay, I've changed few marks also. Okay, now we have cards div as class, and we have given student card. We need to define the css for this. So I will go here, and I can define the style here. We could have made a separate css file or separate javascript file for this also, but we can write here in one html file. Just this is a small application, that's why we have body with some padding. Student card we have given border, and border radius are given. Pass as the background this kind of, and for the it is not going. Okay, now we have fail with the kind of red radius. Now if I go, yeah, now we have strong as the name, so strong will make kind of font change little bit, and we will have city here, and then marks, and marks is greater, so we will be having a pass or fail. So we have used little bit of emojis here, and the status what we have calculated being used here in order to design the card for this. As here you will see, for the pass class we have kind of little background, and for the fail we have little different background. So that's why now this is closed here Yeah, so we can go and write document dot query selector. Let's go on the top. We will copy this, so all, and we will this, so passed, so failed. So these three we need to trigger. So we need to add a event listener. So what we can write, dot add event listener on what, on click, and do what, we need to call a function. As here we will put a callback that whenever someone clicks on this button, what needs to happen. So I will do that. Okay, need to call this function, and we need to put this students array of object here. So right now I have done this. Okay, let's come here. We will click so all, nothing is happening. What is the mistake is container dot inner HTML equals card. We need to add plus. So we have seen, we have written plus here. So it is like in the existing one, we will be adding the cards. So now if I refresh, so all, nothing happened. Okay, let's complete the code first. Then we will be looking what is happening bad there. So this is so passed. So we need to pass some checks here. You can press enter, and we should do here. So dot, and in the students we need to filter. So here we will be using filter condition, as we only want to pass those which are passed. So filter, we will have student. We will not need this, and student dot marks, what is it, greater than or equals to 33. Then this is all failed, so we can just copy this part and paste here, and this will give less than all. So we have built two filters. So we have used filters also. We have filtered all the students who have marks greater than 33. We have filtered who have marks less than 33 to show only those. And when we have a script running, we should show all the students on load also. So we'll give students. Let's see if something happening. Okay, at least we have all working. So all is working. Okay, this is working. Hmm. So nice. So what we have built right now is, let's close this. We have taken array of objects for each student. Okay. Now we have defined a display student function. What it does, it takes the container where I need to show, which is this. It takes the container as by query selector has student list. Why? Because this was the ID of that div. Now we have made the inner HTML as empty string, so that whenever we will be adding something, if I skip this, then there will be problem. So if I show all, so okay, I'll refresh. So passed, so failed. So it all be being added up. So see, everything is added. So that's why this line is important, that whenever this function will run, I need to perform a new list. So I need to clear the older records. So that's why this line is important. Then sorted students by marks. So we will have the all list. Then we need to sort it by marks. Why we did that? Because we need to show in hierarchy even in all the, okay, if I refresh it again, here see 91 is there, 85 is there. In the field also we have 30 here and 22 here, so the higher marks will be up. So that's why we did that. Now we have for each, we went for each element. So it means each line, like this ones, then this, then this, so like that. And we have taken name, marks, city, and for the status we have fetched this. Okay, this is fail or pass. And I think, okay, this needs to be small p and small f. And if I refresh now, yeah, now we have background, so which was missing. I was okay. Yeah, now we have failed. So why we have made it small letter? Because here we have defined like that only small letters. This status was being used here. Now for the strong, as we see, it's kind of bold here, and then dash city, from which city he belongs to, then BR, which is breaking the line, and marks, and then we have seen which tag we need to show, so past correct, like that. Now we have here we have event listener attached. We are just showing all the students, and here we are filtering the students with the greater than equals to marks 33 and less than equals to marks 33, not equals 33. So now you can make some changes in this existing one, and you can just experiment this by adding few more things, or you can just totally make a new project, and you will learn more about whatever we have learned about array objects and the modern JavaScript syntax what we have got right now. So you need to implement them, you need to learn them. If you have any questions or any doubt or anything I have done which could be better, so you can just comment below. So in this video we have covered push, pop, slice, splice. We have covered important arrays method for each, map, filter, reduce, uh, push, include, sorts. We covered objects, object keys, object values, so you also need to revise that. And we have covered modern JavaScript, destructuring, spread operators, rest operators, and we have covered the modern JavaScript for the spread operator, rest operators, and um, templates, literals, and all those. All of these are heavily used in React, and we can start a React series after the JavaScript finishes, and we will be focusing on how the how you will see how the JavaScript you learn will be used in React. Anyhow, React is also a language used for JavaScript, and Node.js also uses JavaScript. And if you want any part of the video was confusing, so you can just drop a comment. I will read every single comment and I will reply, and will work on the next video also. And yeah, subscribe and do not miss the part 4. See you in the next one. After the part 4, if it covers the whole JavaScript, then we will be looking for React. Okay, thanks.